Meanwhile, Moderna is expected to have emergency use authorization for its vaccine by this fall.
So tonight we go in depth with one Ottawa County family whose kids are participating in the Moderna study with hopes of helping others as soon as possible.
We had conversations of, are you scared, or things like that.
To be honest, I'm more hesitant doing this interview than I was them participating in the study. And that's just because, people sometimes aren't nice.
The study in which Aaron and Wayne Haight are referring is the Moderna vaccine study for 3,000 adolescents 12 to 17 years old that their two boys are part of.
We had some deaths, like in family and really close family friends. I want a solution. I want this to be done, not just for me, but for everybody else.
Jacek, 15, and Vance, 12, got on board in the winter after hearing about the trial that was already underway with other kids their age down in Valparaiso, Indiana.
We recruit the subjects or the patients, depending on what it is, and we run the protocol on behalf of that company. And we return the data, which is ultimately what is submitted to the FDA for approval.
Paul Evans of Velocity Clinical Research says recruiting subjects like Jacek and Vance would normally take 6 to 12 months, but instead was completed in a mere fraction of that time.
That's an age group. I don't want to characterize them all the same, but they live on social media and they spread the word, and we actually got a lot of additional subjects come through as a result of that.
Both boys were hopeful that if they received the actual vaccine, it would keep them from being removed from school and extracurricular activities due to a COVID close contact.
I want to keep playing sports.
I want to get back to normal. I want to go back to work. I want my kids to be in school and doing the things that they like.
They got their first shots in February.
Well, I wasn't really worried about it. I was just kind of moving my arm because I don't know, to see if my arm was sore or not.
They got their second shot in March, and part of the process included answering nightly questions on their smartphones about symptoms or a reaction.
They did. They had so much fatigue that week.
But as the 13-month study was in full force, Pfizer made vaccines available for Jacek and Vance's age group. So naturally, the family wanted to make sure their boys were properly vaccinated one way or another.
First, they just said Jacek. We unblinded Jacek, and he received the placebo. So then she called me back and she said, "You're not going to believe this, but he received the placebo too." And I said, "Well, what are the odds?"
I was disappointed because now I have to go get more shots. I mean, they're not that bad, but that's 2 more things I got to do.
I was also disappointed because, I didn't get it.
As we sat down with the family last week, they were on their way to getting Pfizer vaccine shot number 1 later that night.
They're entitled always to leave a study and to be unblinded, which is what their mother did. And I'm pleased they've now got the vaccine.
Just as the family is also pleased that they made a conscious decision to be a part of the solution.
I feel good because I helped people.
This has been a rough year and a half, right, for everybody. It's something we believe in. Not everybody believes in it, and that's fine.
We wouldn't have any drugs or vaccines if it wasn't for people coming forward and taking part in these studies. So, these people are heroes. They're the ones that are helping all of us to get through this pandemic.
And now that normalcy is within reach, the Haight family is already looking forward to making up for lost time.
Going camping, a lot of travel baseball, because I want to just keep playing and do what I love to do.
Going shopping and camping with bigger groups of people.
Yeah. As we go in depth, Evans says Velocity Clinical Research has 16 different research sites set up all across the country right now. As mentioned in the story, the recruitment process was sped up with these COVID vaccine trials, thanks in part so much to media and social media attention that they received leading up to it. For example, Velocity says they also recruited 30,000 adults for another trial in 4 to 6 weeks' time, and what would normally have taken 6 to 12 months. And the emergency use authorization takes about 6 to 8 months out of the process as well of getting vaccines into arms.